at the 25.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
First run of the game here for Dameon Pierce.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to have the connection to Foster.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And, Charles, the big story of the week leading up was not really about the players, but about their head coach looking to tie Bill Belichick with a 6th Super Bowl title.
And something that just keeps coming back to me is something you said during the week leading up to this one, partner, how he continues to reinvent himself as a coach. You mentioned it's not just the X's and O's. You like the way he relates to his players, and you think that makes him special, and I think that you're right. We've seen it through the years. Each team is different. He gives them the right game plan and knows how to read each team to not only just get them to the big game, but to try and win it as well, and they've done a lot of that. As you mentioned, trying to win his 6th Super Bowl title. I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he comes back with one complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
They'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Foster. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
To Pierce, they set up the screen. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Here's 2nd and 8. That's caught by Howard.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Pierce will try to pick it up.
And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Touchdown, Texans! A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Texans are on the board first here in this Super Bowl.
A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you hit them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter, that's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And trotting out there, no introduction needed for this guy around the league. Now in his 7th season as a QB.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we are looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run it again with Barkley.
And he can muster only a couple here to the 24.
From the gun on 3rd down, McAllister. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well.
Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chains, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Looking to throw on 2nd down. McAllister. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
You know, it was tough for them to stand on the sidelines and watch the other team take it downfield and score, wasn't it? So they knew when they got on the field, it's on them. Pick up first downs, get downfield and score. How about them picking up that 3rd and short?
I was just going to say, you and I were talking before the game, those 3rd down conversions are going to be huge in this one. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Running left, it's Barkley. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. McAllister. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Call it a loss of 5. A big sack to bring up 3rd down.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And if you're wondering how quick a quarterback's decision-making needs to be, and Next Gen Stats says that play took on of 2.8 seconds from beginning to end. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
This is taken at the 15. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Looking to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Foster. 3 catches for him now in this first quarter of the Super Bowl.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
1st and 10, it's Pierce.
And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Open man, here's Foster.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 3 more quarters of football left in this season as we're through 1, and we'll be back in a moment with more of Super Bowl 64.
7-0 is our score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Garden, welcoming you back to the biggest of them all, Super Bowl 64, 2nd quarter about to begin. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. On 2nd down, here's Pierce.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and
1. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
Give them 17 on a pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the block.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Kayvon Thibodeau
buries him for a loss of 11 from his outside linebacker spot. Back to throw here. He's got Gore. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. The Texans on 3rd down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 17. That's Foster hauling it in over the middle. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Now a play fake here on 1st down.
That's complete. It's Elijah Moore.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Operating from the gun. McAllister under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
And if you're wondering just how quickly that sack occurred, the next-gen stats tell us 2.6 seconds is all he had to throw the football.
It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
He's got his man. It's Pierce.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the C's opened up for him.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He finds his man complete. That's Barton. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Pierce takes it straight ahead.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. Look at a nice little drive brewing right here.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now back to throw. Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there. 2nd and 11.
Swings this one out wide for Pierce. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he finds Howard complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 23. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. 23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Texans continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl.
And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height.
Here's Bass now for the extra point.
He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Up the middle with Barkley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
We have reached the 2-minute warning. In fact, just under 2 minutes to play in the opening half of this year's Super Bowl.
On 3rd down, McAllister. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And now out comes Houston. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Giants are going to take possession of the football.
He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
That pass complete to Moore. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Back to throw. McAllister being chased out left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. To throw on 2nd down, McAllister. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The Texans here on 3rd down putting an extra defender in the secondary. Looking to throw. McAllister. And he's got the hook up to Moore. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Facing this big first half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it.
Back to throw. McAllister. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And a tough turnover there as now they will have it at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. Following the fumble recovery, McAllister. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Looking to throw. McAllister. Touchdown, Giants! Mike Gesicki as the first half is winding down.
And the Giants are on the board here in this Super Bowl.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
From the 10.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment.
So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback.
Second half begins with a run from Barkley. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Looking to throw on second down. McAllister to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. On third down, Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And that will hit and continue on out of bounds. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
And a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
On third down, here's Pierce.
And it would appear he's going to be short of a first down as he stopped right around the 29.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10.
But now this offense comes back out onto the field.
We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw. McAllister. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Fielded at about the 28. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throw left side complete. That's Barton. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Running it out of the gun with Pierce.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Flushed out right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That's excellent.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he will have a Giants first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. To throw on 2nd down, McAllister. And a quick throw here, that's complete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. McAllister, and able to find Ggggggg as tight end. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down. Operating from the gun, McAllister. Quick hitter here, it's complete. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Barkley, inside handoff. And he stopped immediately there. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Back to throw. McAllister. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. And the Giants send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return.
And the Texans will take over. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. Hundreds of games, all this football, and it all comes down to the 4th quarter of Super Bowl 64 in just a moment.
We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
And we are back for the 4th quarter here at Super Bowl 64. That's complete to Pierce.
The Texans on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. Here it's 3rd and 3. That's caught by Howard. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down.
Here's 2nd and 8. It's complete. It's Gore.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Going for it with Pierce.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Barton. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Quick slant complete to Howard. And the Texans are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal.
Here's Pierce. Will take this one in for a Texans touchdown. An important score there, CD, and now an important extra point because it would make it a 3-score game.
Love the map there, and at this point in the fourth quarter, look, we all need next-gen stats, right? We all use them, but we don't need them here, do we? Because that means it's almost a certain victory.
After the touchdown pass to kick it away. From the 6. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Throwing to start the drive. McAllister. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Looking to throw on second down. McAllister firing quickly here, and that's complete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. Looking to throw. McAllister. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So a first and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46. Back to throw again. He'll get this to his tight end, Ggggggg. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. They'll look to throw again. And his throw's going to be incomplete. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Back to throw. McAllister over the middle. He's got Ggggg, the big 6'5" tight end. On first and 10, McAllister gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. To throw on second down. McAllister. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. From the gun on third down. McAllister. And, oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is caught. He hits more.
Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's first and 10.
He dumps it off to Barkley.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Second down at 7.
Looking to throw. McAllister. On the right side, open is Ggggg.
And the Giants are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Barkley.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. Dancing to it, and he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Giants have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead down to 10, 24-14.
Effort snuffed out. The Texans hands team recovers.
Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Another carry for Pierce.
And he'll get this down to about the 31-yard line. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
A run for Pierce out of the gun.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Give to Pierce now on the option.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the...
Lone Star State has a new champion. It's the Houston Texans, kings of the Super Bowl. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
On the clock, the Los Angeles Chargers. On the clock now, the Houston Texans. The Chargers are up now. They're on the clock. On the clock now, the Houston Texans. On the clock now, it's the Los Angeles Chargers. Now on the clock, the Texans. The Los Angeles Chargers now on the clock. The Houston Texans are now on the clock. Now on the clock, the Los Angeles Chargers.
The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3 quarterback.
And he comes into this wild card round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against the secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. McPherson takes it to about the 37. The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8. Back to throw. Carey.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Darren Stingley picks it. And the Texans are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at their own 46. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got Gore.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
On second down, it's Rhodes. The Steelers now in the nickel here on third down.
Pierce will try to pick it up. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now a throw here, hauled in.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Second and 2.
Swings this one out wide for Pierce. And they're going to be set up now with a ball at the 13-yard line.
Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is, finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Now he'll look to throw here on second and 10.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. He finds his man, complete. That's Rhodes. Touchdown! From 13 yards out.
And the Texans will strike first here in this wild card matchup.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's capped off by a 13-yard touchdown run. How does the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away?
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here.
And you know, listen, there's 2 ways to get the number 7 seed. You can back into it or you can charge your way into it and seize it. But ultimately, once you're here, you can throw that out the window. You've got to come to play.
Yeah, you just think of that phrase, any given Sunday or Saturday as the case may be. And even though this is a 2 versus 7 matchup, don't think for 1 second that this game's going to be a pushover. Anything can happen once the playoffs begin.
Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 40. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to two people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory, right at the 40. Up the middle they go. McPherson. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Carey. And a quick throw here. That's complete. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Looking to throw. Carey. And that is incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence. And none better than the one right there. Forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game.
This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. And now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield, and allow the play to be successful.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it's hard for anyone to react.
2nd and long. He finds his man complete. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders up.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Incomplete on the default. Results for the fourth down.
And did he have enough? He did. He kept it online and managed to tuck it into the bottom right corner. But for almost 8 years, 64 stood as the NFL record for the longest field goal. That has since been eclipsed. It's now 66, but still 64-yarder. Pretty impressive, CD.
Absolutely agree with that, because if you drill a 60-yarder in an NFL game, you've got a lot to be proud of, record or no record. And only a handful of guys can even attempt it. Excellent job there, putting that one through the pipes.
They go play action here on first down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Operating from the gun, carry toward the sideline, and that is a nice catch as he's able to tiptoe his way out of bounds. From the gun on third down, carry. And this is going to be incomplete. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
This is one of the dangers of going for the punt block.
And you know before you even call going for the block, it's a risk-reward play. So many factors come into it. They went after it, and you know punters, what they do? They leave their leg up in the air an extra count or two, hoping someone comes into contact.
Now a handoff up the middle. McPherson. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Nick Bosa, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can you get a little help here? And you have to ask politely, because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And as we check the next-gen stats, that play lasted just 2.7 seconds from beginning to end. Just not enough time to throw the football.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it. But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. A good pickup there, 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
I know that no game in the NFL is ever easy, but they're making it look that way. Everything is being done with such precision. Just on this drive alone, 3 plays, 3 first downs. If you're on defense, you're scrambling, looking at each other, trying to figure out how are we going to slow these guys down.
They'll run on first down. It's Rhodes. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves it with 2 to go on second down.
Pierce now up the middle.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Flush to his right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
On second down, here's Pierce.
He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Sees Howard near the sideline, and he's got it.
And he'll be out of bounds. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead. And part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Pierce.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston.
A touchdown run there from a yard out.
And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
And that is what you call lowering the boom down near the goal line. He was going to force his way in no matter what.
They always talk about low man wins when it comes to the offensive line, having the leverage to move the defenders. It's strong man wins when it comes to tackling in the red zone. And if you happen to be the low man and the strong man, that's a huge win.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. That time, a 9-play drive.
And it was Dameon Pierce closing things out with a touchdown run.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
From the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense set to regain possession. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but well, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it. I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it. You mentioned this to me on a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. To throw on 3rd down, Carey. He finds his man, complete. That's Atkins.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now a give, right side. McPherson. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. To throw on second down, Carey. He finds Taylor, complete.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. Up the middle they go. McPherson. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
On first down, carry. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, carry.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Texans are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now a throw here to his running back. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Give to Pierce.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
They go again with Pierce. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a hunting down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He finds his man, complete. That's Rhodes. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Back to throw here. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt.
And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
And the Texans are going to take over at their own 41. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. He'll look to throw. It's complete. It's Gore.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll look to throw here.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Steelers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Throwing on first down. Carry. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now a handoff up the middle. McPherson. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a tick under a minute to go before half. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This will be fielded at the 17. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And with a 17-0 lead in tow, they might not be too eager to press the issue here.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Over the middle, complete. It's Rhodes. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So this lead, Charles, just continuing to swell here in the first half.
That's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue, but all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
But first, let's take a look back to yesterday's AFC wildcard game. And you can see the result there. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Steelers. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts, as you can see the numbers there.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
A fairly short kick from the 14.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he finds Howard complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. They're going to look to throw. And he's got his big tight end here. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down. Up the middle they go. Rhodes.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 8. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 23. Now back to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Barton. And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. He'll drop to throw. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Touchdown, Texans! From 10 yards out.
And the Texans continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
The extra point up and good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got Gore, and he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Rhodes, and he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Texans take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Carey. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. On 1st down. McPherson. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Carey. And his throw here is incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Carey. And that will be incomplete. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And look at this. It's a fake. And this is caught. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. On 2nd down now. McPherson. And he's going to be close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Texans' 14. On third down, McPherson. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. On fourth down, they'll try and run for it. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. They'll run on first down. McPherson, 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. We're kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag? You just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And this is going to be incomplete.
Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10.
They'll set up to throw. He gets this out to Foster on the right side. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. He'll look to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Barton.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 1st and 10, it's Pierce.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first. They'll look to throw now on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. On third down, Rhodes. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Here's the option going right. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Well, still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down. Up the middle they go. It's Rhodes.
And he is going to have a Texans first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
Pierce takes it straight ahead.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21.
And Pierce gets it again on second down. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
The Texans on third down. They've been tough to stop. 8 for 10 so far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Now a handoff up the middle. Rhodes. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. Going to get it done. Back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He finds Robinson.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Back to throw again. He finds his man, complete. It's Atkins. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A couple of 1st downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Again, he'll drop to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. On 3rd and 2, Carey.
He finds his man. It's Robinson. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
Back to throw. Carey. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Off the play fake. Carey. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around, and we know they'll be here before you know it.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
From the gun on 3rd down. Carey finding his safety valve here. That's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Up the middle they go. McPherson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Carey buying time to his left. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24.
And the Texans are moving on as we say so long, everybody.